Well guys, charity shop gold or garbage, I've got another singing Santa Claus. I've put batteries in it, as you can see, and it works absolutely fine. This one only cost me 99 pence. And unfortunately, it looks like they've actually glued it all the way round. But I shall peel that away and we'll have a little look inside at the actual animatronics. Oh, actually, that's coming apart fairly easily. I'm just working away at the glue around the edges. There we go. So, a bit of luck. So we've got the wire there that goes up to the hand where he's got a switch. They put some ties on him to hold him in place at the top there. That's very much like one of the other ones was, wasn't it? There we go. Well, that's very similar to one of the other ones. Switch it back on again. So, naked Santa Claus. So, shall we have a quick look inside? Might as well, haven't we? Got this far. Right, which way are we going? Oh, easy, easy. So we've got a little circuit board there. It's got a little bit of glue holding it in place. I'm not going to pull it out because we've seen what they are. There'll be a black blob on the back of it and probably a little chip to control the motor as well. So we've got motor there. That lever there holds on there. That does the tipping motion. And then the other gears turn the cam that pushes this fella up and down. What's that bit that fell off? Oh, here we go again. That's the speaker's broken again. God, dear me. What is it with me and speakers? Is that going to work? So what have we got? We've got a series of gears. I suppose I could take that apart as well, couldn't I? Yeah. This does look very similar to one of the other ones I took apart, doesn't it? Wants that bit undone as well, doesn't it? come? It's not going to come. What's holding it? I think they might put some glue along that edge. Yeah, that doesn't want to come apart. Oh, that's annoying. I think they've put a layer of glue along that seam. Oh, how frustrating. Well, we could get it apart, but we'd be breaking it. And I don't like breaking things that work. So what we will have is a cam in there. Just a... Can I draw anything? Hang on. Right, we're not going to get that apart, so I'll see if I can just draw as best I can how that gearbox works. And I'm not a very good drawer, so we'll just have to see what we can do. Let's start off at the bottom where we've got the motor. Okay. Sticking out of that, we've got the shaft, and on the shaft we've got a pulley. It's not as big as the one that I've just drawn there, but I just want to make sure it's a pulley, not a gear. And then going up from that, check that we get this right. That goes up to there. Yeah, I think I'm right. So that goes up to a bigger pulley. Okay, bigger pulley. On the side of that bigger pulley, there's a gear. That gear is driving that gear. So that's a bigger gear there. Can we draw this? I have to do this at some sort of perspective, I think. So that's our pulley. On the side of that, we've got a toothed gear, small toothed gear. And then meshing with that, we've got a bigger gear, which is what I'm just drawing here, which has been good in a different colour. And then on the side of that one, there's a small toothed gear. Different colour again would have been handy. Small tooth gear on the side of it, which then goes back onto the same shaft as those ones, onto a bigger gear again. So we've got small pulley, big pulley going onto a small gear, driving a big gear. Then on the side of that big gear, we got a small gear driving a big gear that's on that shaft. This one will be freewheeling on that shaft. So we're then driving a big gear there, and that big gear there, if we draw it sort of sideways on a bit, so that's the centre of it. It's got a peg sticking out the side of it, and on that peg is this shaft that goes up here with the sort of hat on it. So as this goes round like that, this shaft goes up and down. So you've got circular motion converted to linear motion. So that's what makes that go up and down. And then on further across this shaft, we must have another relatively small gear. Don't think my drawing's really helping. And that relatively small gear is the one that drives this bigger gear. So that's driving a bigger gear here. And it does actually, if we look in there, it does actually overlap the motor, but that's because they're at different positions. And then that How does that turn this one? Switch it back on again. Right, I know that one works. Okay, that gear there that I've just put some glue on, that's a gear like that, my circular gear, and that has got an offset piece on it like that, and then this leg, what do we want to call it? Yeah, it's a leg. I should have used some different colours. It's going to come over there like that. That's that leg. So as this goes around, yeah. That's being pulled that way and that way, and it's also rocking up and down as that goes round. So that's going to come round. As it comes round to that position, that's pushing that up, and it's also pushing that direction. As it comes up to there, that position, that will be up there, which is pushing that down. What an awful picture, Grandad. They've also pulled in that direction. Easy. I hope you're following that. It's easier just to watch that turn. But what we can't do is get it apart because they've glued it. So I'll stick it back together. So that goes back on there. That lever goes on there. Sits in position. That sits in the slot there. Yep, that's in position. Just worrying about the fact that that just fell out. I can't believe it did that. I suppose it's magnetic. Oh, what's not in quite right? Something's not in quite right. There. Wire over the connector, over the pillar. That's better. Well, that's another fairly disappointing teardown because we couldn't get the gearbox apart. If it was broken and didn't work, I'd have no trouble, but because it works, I just want to keep it working. That'll do. I'm in two minds about that speaker. Probably should have put a bit of glue on it. Yeah, I'm going to take it apart again. I think I might put a bit of tape across the back of it, because that's going to rattle around like that. I remembered, I've got these needles I bought in Poundland a long time ago. I only wanted the long straight ones for the axles or bearings on pulse motors, because you can use them on the points and they got very little friction. But I remembered there was these curved needles in the same pack, so they should be ideal for getting round the corner there and doing that. But I don't think I'll film it because it's going to be a little bit too much of my fingers in the way for you to be able to see what I'm doing. So, he's all back together. I did my bit of sewing inside. That was actually very difficult. Yeah. Oh, I could probably put a bit more stuffing in his arm there. Never mind. He's all back together and he works. I haven't refreshed the glue around the bottom. I'm not quite sure what sort of glue to use there. But he works. And we've had a look inside. So, thank you, Santa. We've got a name here. Blenfield Toys. Made in China.
Hey, thanks for watching. There's plenty of videos on my main channel with more added daily, so don't forget to subscribe and enable the notifications to keep you up to date with my new releases. You can help keep my channel running by donating $1 on Patreon to buy me coffee. You can always find more information in the video description. Thanks again for watching.